2023, the second half of 2023, y'all, is all about working smarter, not harder. I know y'all hear it all the time, but on today's episode, I really want to break down the 4 areas of your business and life that you should be focusing on so that you can work smarter, not harder. Okay, because at the end of the day, when we think about the 7-figure upgraded woman, she works smart, she works when she wants to and how she wants to, and she does it in a way that fills up her cup so that she can fill up everybody else. Because for too long, I don't know about y'all, but for me, for a really long time, I worked really hard and thought that was a badge of honor, and it's not. And I have overcome that and triumph through it. So I want to break down today exactly how you can work smarter, not harder, so you can get to 6, multiple 6, 7, or multiple 7 figures. Okay, let's get into it. So I hope y'all are having a really good July. I'm filming this July 13th, so I think it's actually going out next week because I haven't batched in a while. That's okay. We're working smarter today and we're batching a little bit for the podcast, but I am having a good July. I can't believe it's already like halfway through the year. That is insane to me. Like, I really can't believe it. So I'm grateful, blessed, feeling great. God is good all the time. Say it with me. And I'm just finding a lot of gratitude for life right now. And even in the moments when it feels hard or not in the exact way that I want it, I know God has a reason and a purpose, and He is taking me on the journey. Okay. So I'm here for it. So let's get into it and let's talk about how we're going to work smarter, not harder. So most of y'all are some sort of entrepreneur, whether it's a coach, course creator, service provider, etc. And we all come up against this friction sometimes in our business where A, we either want to scale or make more money, or B, we have friction because we have scaled and we've made more money, and our work-life balance, or I like to call it our work-life harmony, is out of balance. It's out of whack. So based off of my experience, I've been in business almost 4 years essentially in this specific business, and I was in business for about 2 to 3 years before this when I had my other businesses. So I've been an entrepreneur for, about almost nearing 7 years. So I really just want to break down, based off of my experience over the last almost 7 years, what you can really do to work smarter and not harder. So let's talk about it. So first things first, and I've talked about this before, but we've got to focus on leverage. So when I talk about leverage, I mean, what are going to be the skills, or what are going to be, not that, take that part out, Lauren. What are going to be the actions and the situations or circumstances that we can put ourselves in as a business owner, the vehicle, so that we can actually be leveraged, so we can actually create A, the income that we want, B, the impact that we want, and C, also create the life that we want, because all of that ties in together. So we have to get really succinct on understanding what that's going to be. So we need to operate with leverage in mind. Now, you may not want to scale your business in multiple 7 or 8 figures. That's okay. But you probably are in a spot where you want to make more money, and you want to do it in a way that feels effortless. You want to do it in a way that feels good. You want to do it in a way that is in alignment with where you're going and not where you've been. And that's where we got to focus. So let's talk about leverage. The first things first is, when we think about growing your business, your coaching or course creation business, we really need to focus on creating leverage with our offers. So our offers are the things that we sell, whether it's coaching, courses, digital products, et cetera, et cetera. And when I think about creating leverage, you have to ask yourself these 2 questions, okay? Leverage can look different for everybody, but when we ask ourselves these 2 questions, this is what matters most. A, what's my capacity? What is do I have the ability? Do I get fried easily from client calls, or do I get wired from them? Do I love having limited interaction with my clients, or do I want a combination of both? You have to ask your questions about your capacity, right? And the second question that you have to ask yourself is about ability to get results with the audience that you have. So what that really means is actually take that part out, that little part. The second question that you want to ask yourself is about how big is your audience? When you're creating a scalable or more leveraged offer, you have to really think about your audience and who's in your existing audience. Now, let's kind of talk about how these 2 questions play in like combination with one another. So when we think about capacity, like what lights you up and what doesn't light you up, and then also what's the temperature of your audience? Do they know you? Do they like you? Do they trust you? Are they new? Are they cold? Are they warm? Have they been around for a while? Are they a little like not familiar with what you're doing because you've pivoted a lot? Like you have to kind of sift through and ask those really like consistent, clear questions. Now, when we think about creating a more leveraged offer, there's a lot of different ways that you can go. And I think a lot of people jump straight to, oh, I'm going to create a course. I want passive income. It's like, boo, you don't even got active income yet at the level that you wanted at. So let's just breathe for a second before we jump into creating passive income. There's nothing wrong with passive income. For one, there's nothing truly passive. There isn't. But when I think about courses and digital products, I would say they're semi-passive, like depending on the course, depending on the digital product, it's like 80, it could be anywhere from 70 to 90% passive, okay? Now, when we think about leverage, of course, and I'll give you guys some of the pros and cons, there's a lot of leverage with having more semi-passive products, okay? You typically build it one time and then you can sell it over and over and over again. But the thing is, that typically has a price anchor. So that usually is going to be anywhere from $7 to $2,000. And that's about it. Anything over that, you're going to have to start to get your hands in there. You're going to have to offer some type of done for you or some type of coaching or some type of support. You're going to have to start moving into the done with you or the done for you model. Now, I'm not saying you can't sell something passive that's like higher than that, but I haven't for the most part seen that. Okay. So when we think about building leverage in our offers, we have to also look at, like I said, your audience, because if you're selling a $97 product passively, in order to get to your income goals, maybe your income goal with this passive product is 10,000. I mean, it's going to take you, let's run some numbers here. It is going to take you, let's just do $100 for rounding up sakes. So 10,000 divided by 100, that's going to take you 100 sales. So if you only have 500 people in your audience, I mean, not every person in your audience is going to buy your $100 thing. They may not need it. It may not be the right fit for them, etc. So on average, you're going to look at, out of your total audience, anywhere from like 2 to 4% of people buying from you ever, period. Okay. So you have to think about, okay, knowing that fact, I have to create different offers, right? If I want to truly just be semi-passive, then you're going to have a more like higher level offer that's 1,000 or 2,000 in the passive side, the more passive side, and you're going to have to couple it with digital products, okay? So you're able to kind of cross-hatch the market, your audience at all different ranges. And the beautiful thing about that is that you're going to be able to meet people where they're at. That's the goal, right? The goal is impact. You want to meet people where they're at, etc. So we want to be able to serve those people where they're at. And the thing is too, when we create that type of leveraged offer, we have to think about, okay, well, we need to keep building an audience. You have to keep building an audience. You always have to build an audience. But when you're selling offers that are smaller ticket, lower ticket, more passive, you're going to need more and more people to show that to you, because eventually you're going to fatigue your existing audience with those same offers. Okay. So that's one of the big things that you have to take into consideration, is that you will fatigue your audience if you don't grow it. And that's it with any offer, but you don't have as much income leverage with smaller digital products and smaller offers. Okay. You're going to have more time leverage, but you're not going to have as much income leverage unless you have this big, massive audience. Okay. So that's one way to create leverage, is to sell passive, semi-passive products. And it's really great. And I think that I think everybody should have something semi-passive in their arsenal, in their course or coaching business, period. Or even as a service provider, I definitely think you should have it. And it's not going to be the thing that's going to get you to $1 million right away. It eventually will, right? But there's a longer on ramp for that, because it's a smaller price point and you need to sell it to more people. Make sense? Okay. Now, so that's one camp to create leverage. So I definitely think you should add it into your arsenal once you do this thing that I'm about to share it with you. So the thing that I'm going to share with you is the more hybrid model. Okay. So I used to call it a hybrid model back in 2020, 2021. And then I said group coaching, because that was more of the mainstream term, but really it is a hybrid model. So it's a hybrid between, especially depending on, your ability to, your capacity and team and all of that. Personally, I've never wanted a massive team, and I've done a really good job at keeping my team in a size that has been comfortable for me, give or take. And for me, when I think about scaling and the highest producing way to create more leverage is doing this hybrid model. So when I say hybrid model, it really is having a hybrid model of different deliverables. So it's like having some small digital products and courses, and then having something that is a little bit more high ticket, anywhere between $4,000 and $15,000 that you're going to sell, that you can either do as one-to-one if you'd like. That's not as scalable, but you can do it as a group model. And that means that you now have a hybrid model. So you have small digital products and courses, and then you also have this group model. Okay. So what that really looks like, and what I would recommend, and this is different advice that I gave a couple years ago, but now that I've been in the game for a while, what I'd recommend is having some sort of like mini mastermind or group program that you are the main person delivering it, right? So you can keep your expenses low, and then you have maybe one or two people that are supporting you on delivering that group model, and then you have like just a few people on your team, and then you're able to charge at a rate that's quite a bit higher, because they're going to get more support. They're going to have the 3C's: coaching, course, community. Those are the three things that you want to include in a really like strong group hybrid program. And then from there, you're able to scale it. So you're not doing all this one-to-one when you're scaling your time. You're able to serve those clients one-to-many. So you go to a Zoom, and instead of meeting with one client, you're meeting with 30 clients or 50 clients, etc. And the beautiful thing about this more blended type of group model, is that you're going to be able to scale your income and scale your time. Okay. Now, what you want to be careful of is kind of what I've done over the years, and I finally have figured it out, is like I traded a lot of my time when I was doing one-to-one to now taking that time to managing my team, which is a lot more, it's a very different type of like brainwave. So, now we have like a few people on delivery helping our clients inside of our group program. And then I will do the majority, a good amount, maybe not majority, but a good amount of the coaching inside of the container, so that our clients still feel really connected to me. I know what's going on, but I'm not doing all of it. Okay. So that allows us to be able to just keep bringing more and more people into that one container. People don't feel like a number, because we don't let 300-400 people in our container, like in that group container. We do have a cap, right? We do that. And then also they're able to get the support that they need because I'm there. They have a couple of people to also rely on, and that's how we've been able to scale it. So you want to keep this, you want to keep the amount of people you have in the delivery side like on the lighter side, but you want to get people that you can train, or they come trained really, really well, that are bought into your vision and your mission. And that's how you're going to be able to create leverage and scalability, because you have one or two people that are supporting that, you and your clients, and then also you're supporting your clients. So it's like the trifecta, because they're getting everything that they need. They're getting the material, they're getting support, and they're getting you. And that's how you can really create scalability with your coaching. Okay. So that would be one thing that I would recommend if you want to scale like more of a traditional group model, and your capacity isn't to like do tons and tons of coaching, but you also still want to be very much a part of your containers. That would be my recommendation if you want to create something super scalable, because now you're going to do the delivery anyway. You're going to show up on group coaching calls anyways. You might as well do it one-to-many instead of one-to-one. So if you're looking to create leverage with your offers, I would recommend doing both, having some sort of group model that's high ticket, and then also some sort of like low ticket product you can do. And I know a lot of people like memberships. I did a membership for a little bit in 2020. I wasn't a huge fan. It was really valuable, but I found that in memberships, people kind of expect you to keep adding and adding and adding stuff to that membership portal. And as a projector, it just wasn't the vibe for me. Okay. So I recommend creating a product once that you can sell over and over, like a digital product or a course, anywhere from $7,000 to $2,000 that you have in your arsenal, or a bunch of them. Like we have our digital product shop. Go check it out. The online coach shop, we have that. And then we also have our signature program. Okay. So that's how you're going to create leverage, is by having something that's one-to-many that you can deliver to lots of people at once. And then also something that's more semi-passive that you create once and you can sell over and over. The reason why I say it's semi-passive is because, you are still going to have to manage the inbox. You're going to have to update the description and check on the Shopify site or wherever you're hosting it. So It's not all passive, but as far as the delivery, that typically, depending on how you structure your digital products, is like, it's a no-brainer. It's passive. So it's a really beautiful like combination of leverage and scalability so that you're able to work smarter and not harder and so get your clients and your students exactly what they need. Okay. I've done all this. It's worked amazing. And that's really our business model now. We have more income coming in from our product shop. We have our signature offer, which recently switched to leads on autopilot, but we have that. And now we are in the game. Okay. So that's how you're going to be able to work smarter, not harder with your offers. Now, number 2, let's kind of talk about how you can work smarter, not harder with your marketing. Okay. So literally my signature program is called Leads on Autopilot, period. Okay. So y'all already know what I'm about to say. You need traffic, period. You need people finding you every single day, whether you're at the mall with your kids, you're at the beach, whether you're taking a nap. You need people finding you every single day, period. Okay. Now, this isn't to say you need to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars a day on ads, but if you're already creating content anyway on any given platform, especially Instagram or Facebook, or TikTok or wherever, you need to be using ads to drive people to you. Okay, because we all know these algorithms are algorithming and they're doing what they want to do, right? Except Threads right now, it just came out a week ago. It's popping because it's a brand new app. So they give you all, like, the reach is as good as it's going to be today, like ever on the app. Okay. So you guys have to understand these like more age platforms like Facebook, Instagram, they're still amazing. They're mature, but the reach isn't going to reach the way that you think it is. Right. And instead of sitting around being upset or complaining about it or frustrated or pissed off, right, just pay to play. Just pay to play. And it's super leverage when you have a high ticket offer in the back end. So you can spend $50, $100, $200 a day on ads. And once you do the math, eventually for every 1,000 you spend, you make 5,000, you make a sale. Like, wouldn't it be worth it? So the beautiful trifecta about what we teach on Leads on Autopilot is not only are you building your audience, but you're getting people on your email list, and then you're also using that system to make sales. So that is also a trifecta, okay? You're literally getting leads on autopilot. So you're not having to guess where the next lead or the next client or the whatever is going to come from. You already know because you have a system. You flip the switch on, not saying that it won't dim a little bit here and there. You're going to have to update your ads and monitor that. But the really beautiful thing about that is, okay, I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 new people finding me and my content every single day. Because here's the thing, you guys, I always say this, your people are looking for you. They just can't find you. They don't even know that you exist, which is part of why, like, I'm such a heavy advocate for ads, because I see so many brilliant creators, so many coaches and consultants and service providers who throw in the towel in their business, and they just are not paying attention and realizing you're freaking brilliant, my girl. You're brilliant. You just need to get people in front of you. And ads are not gross. They're not icky. They're not salesy. Okay. You're in business for profit. You're in business to help people. So of course you should be getting in front of people that need you, because your ideal client is going to go get help from somebody, whether it's you or not. And they probably want to get it from you if they're your ideal client. Okay. So I can tell you how many people are like, oh my gosh, I prayed and I was asking God for a sign, and then your ad popped up right in my feed. I can't tell you guys how. I would be rich if I had a freaking dollar every time somebody told me that. I swear. Because it literally has happened so many times I can't even count, because it's so true. So it's not just about, oh my gosh, I have to pay to play. Yes, if you want to be in the game, right? Think about these big marketing these big giants. Like all these big brands, they pay for advertising, they pay for marketing. And if you really want to be considered like an industry leader and you don't want to take the slow way, right? You guys know I'm all about quantum leaps. Then you need to get some traffic and some ads behind that. Okay. Do it in a simple way where you're not overwhelmed. Get people straight into your inbox, straight into conversation, and get them ready to go. Because right now, maybe you're relying on creating a bunch of content or trying to go viral or, guest podcasting. All those things are great. Don't get me wrong, honey boo. They're amazing. And why not get in front of our ideal client faster when they're already scrolling on Facebook or Instagram? Because we know if we pay, we're going to get in front of our clients. Period. But we're not guaranteed that if we post on a free app. We're not. So instead of working against the current, we need to work with the current. We need to work with where the market's going and work with where these social media apps are going. Because they got to make money too, you guys. They're a business. So for me, I'm all about supporting another business, honey, especially if it's going to support me. So that's what I want you to really think about when you are wondering, should I run ads? Should I not? Yes. And also work with somebody that is in the coaching or course, whatever space you're in, high ticket, low ticket, whatever. Work with somebody who's in that space that lives, eats, and breathes it every single day, because they're constantly improving their skills. Period. Okay. Whether it's me or somebody else, doesn't matter. But work with somebody that can get you to a level so that you feel comfortable putting your money behind your ads, because it's not just getting you booked calls or applications. It's also growing your asset, which is your email list, which we've talked about in a few episodes back, why it's so important. And it's also building your audience, because when you have an audience, you can sell anything at any time. And I'm talking about your Instagram audience specifically, if you want Instagram ads. Okay. So that's my favorite thing to do. Okay. So if you want to start creating leverage, you want to work smarter, not harder, stop chasing after leads and let them find you. Period. Ads for the win. Okay. I knew when I gave Facebook $500 back in December 2019 and it spit out $7,500, I knew I was in it for life. Okay. As long as they'll let me be here, I'm in it. Okay. So stop struggling with trying to figure out where the next lead's going to come from and just run some leads on autopilot. Okay. We love to see it. The third way that you can work smarter, not harder, which is similar to kind of number one and number two, but it's about leveraging your sales process. Okay, so when I say leverage your sales process, I mean it in one of two ways, right? One, have offers that we talked about that sell on, like, basically sell themselves. Okay, and all your offers should basically sell themselves. The messaging should be that good, but have offers that basically sell themselves. Okay, digital products, courses, etc. Right? Especially small digital products, right? You want people to be able to say instant yes. Okay, in all your levels, but especially when you're talking sub $100, okay, and have a handful variety of those. Okay, so that's a way to leverage your sales process and get it all in one spot, right? I see people who have digital products, but every digital product is on a different landing page and it's just messy. Okay, like it's just no, right? So if I were you, I would get yourself in a position to sell like a traditional, like how we, like an e-commerce store, when they have a lot of products, it's displayed in one site, neat package. Okay, so that's how we created the online coach shop, because I had all this great content from years and years and years of being in the online space, and I knew if I put it on one spot, it would sell. Period. And what does it do? It sells pretty much every day. It's amazing. Okay, so leverage your sales process by automating it and having automated emails go out and having them point towards your shop, towards your digital products, so you have sales coming in pretty much every day. Okay, so leverage sales in that aspect where it's so good it sells itself. You don't need to convince anybody. Okay, now let's talk about your like higher ticket items, $5, $10, $20, $30,000. Personally, for me, I'm a DM gal through and through. I do not do sales calls. Don't ask. You won't get one. Period. I don't do them. It's a boundary. It's not how we run our business, and I'm so proud of that. And right, and I think about leveraging that. I think that you get more people raising their hands to work with you when you give them a reason to raise their hand to work with you. Okay, so if you want an easier sales process and a more leveraged sales process, instead of posting only memes all day, you could post a meme here and there. That's totally fine. Post content that handles people's objections. Post content that is social proof, talking about your client results. Post content that gets your idle clients to shift their beliefs. Okay, so then you don't have to have this massive sales team. Have like one person maybe dedicated to sales if you want to. If you can do it by yourself, then do bad by yourself, right? If you can automate, you leverage, you have great offers that sell themselves, you have automated marketing, you really don't even really need a big sales team, to be honest. You don't. Because now you've done everything on the front end. By the time the client gets to the back end, it's just a couple questions and they're ready. So leverage your sales process, work smarter by doing the heavy lifting on the front end with your content and your marketing and your offers. Because if the offer is so damn resistible, they don't need to be convinced. A lot of you guys are spending way too much time on a sales call or in the DMs trying to sell when you're having to sell the offer when it should have just sold itself. By the time they get to you, it should be pretty clear that they want to work with you. Now, that's not always the case, But if you do it the right way, if you leverage offers, you create it, make it irresistible, make it a hell yes, hell yes, hell yes, and you get people raising their hand because they're intent based, it shouldn't be that difficult, right? I've recently taken back over most of our sales. It's working, okay? And I don't pay extra commissions to myself. So that's really a beautiful thing too, okay? Cool. And especially if you're selling something that's like $2,000 or $1,000, sell it in a funnel with an automated webinar. They still work. They still are great. And especially the more conviction you have with your selling, the more objection handling content, the more belief shifting content that you have available on whatever platform that you're marketing on, the easier that the sell is going to be. So you don't have to do any convincing. Okay. So sell your, $1,000 to $2,000 products to a webinar. And then any product below that, under $1,000, sell it on a product shop. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, sell it through email. It's brilliant. Now, the fourth piece that I want to share with you about how to work smarter, not harder, is about leveraging in your life, creating leverage in your life. And that will look different for everybody. So like for me, I personally get my laundry done like every 2 weeks. I personally have a housekeeper that comes like once a month, right? And I typically will order meal prep or make really simple, healthy meals, okay? And I create leverage that way. And again, that's different for everybody, but being wealthy, you have to understand, like you have to create, like time is a finite resource. We don't know how much we have, and we only have so much of it. And that's a double whammy. We don't know how much we have, and we only have so much of it. Where money, you can always make more money. You can literally make more money right now if you wanted to. At any point in time, there's a way to make money. We live in the freaking internet era. There is so much money available. So for me, I'm like, if I want a more fulfilled, happier, joyful life, I need more time to live it. So therefore, I'm going to outsource and delegate the things that I don't want to do in my life that don't give me joy. My word for 2023 is joy, and it has been, and it's been blissful. To find joy. I don't find joy in doing laundry. I tried it. I don't like it. I'm good. That's okay. There's a lot of things that people don't like. Like, there's a lot, and that's okay. You can take pride in being in your truth, knowing that you're spending your most precious times on the things that you love. Because what's the point of life if you're doing, because there's plenty of people that love cleaning. There's plenty of people that love doing laundry. There's plenty of people that love that thing. Let them do it. Okay. And I know I don't have the money for that. Well, find the money. The money is available. I promise you it is. Anytime you have a need for your kid or somebody else, you find the money. Right? So why, when it comes to ourselves, we don't want to find the money? Why? It just boggles my mind. As women, if we're really stepping into our 7-figure upgrade woman, we have to find the money for ourselves. Who else is going to find it for us? Who else? You've got to find it, and it's so readily available to you. You just got to decide and make a decision that you're going to do the thing. Call and find out the rates. Call and find out the schedules. Call and find out where they can be out. You'll find the money. Okay? Because look at your time. If your time's worth $50 or $100 an hour, why are you spending time doing $15 an hour task? Why? Create leverage on your time because you can't get it back. Okay, so find joy in that and work smarter, right? Because now you can go close a $5,000 sale if you had 3 hours. Okay, bet. So why are you spending time cleaning, like whatever it is? Cleaning for me, it'd be, doing laundry and folding laundry, 2 hours to do that. Why would I personally spend time doing that when I can hire somebody to do that loves it? And I'm also helping another small business. Like, let's not get it twisted. I'm helping another small business, and I'm all about it. Especially women-owned, sign me up. Period. Sign me up. Okay, so if I have the means, which I can always have the means to do that, and I always will, then I'm going to do that. Because for me, living anything less than joyful and great and comfortable and like happy and fulfilled is not a life that I want to live. So if I want to live more full and live more life and have more joy, that means not doing the things that I don't want to do. And I know that's hard for some people to hear, but you truly get to choose that, like a life where you don't do the things that you don't want to do. You have choice in that. You do. So those are the 4 things, y'all. Leverage your offers, leverage your marketing, leverage your sales, and leverage your life. And only do the things that you love, right? And I get there's some things like you got to run your books and numbers. Yeah, for sure, right? Run your business, and then you can outsource that. Like, I promise you, there's levels to this, y'all. So find joy in the knowing and find solace in the knowing that, like, you don't have to do things that you don't want to do. You don't get to be entitled about it, but you also get to lean in instead of avoiding, because you're scared of what somebody's going to say if you outsource your laundry, or you're scared what somebody's going to say if you have valet service. My hair girl that just did my hair, she literally doesn't own a car. She knows how to drive. She has a license. She's like, I don't want to be bothered, because I know I can be in my DMs booking clients on my 20-minute drive to work rather than driving. So she has private car service everywhere she goes. I was like, girl, how freaking about it? Personally, I love driving, so I don't think I do that. Maybe one day. But for me, that for me isn't on my list right now. But for her, it is. So you guys see how different that gets to be for each other. And we don't judge. We smile in gratitude and say, I'm so happy for you. I'm grateful that you get to do that, because now we get to be present in our time together, or whatever that situation may be. Okay, so the 7-figure upgrade woman, she doesn't settle. She has it all without having to settle. In all ways. Okay? So I hope this was enlightening for you. Make a list of where you're settling and tolerating in your life or your business, or not getting what you want. And it's okay to make changes. It's okay to pivot. It's okay to say enough is enough. You deserve that today and every day. Okay? I love y'all. Go make these upgrades. Work smarter, not harder. Because at the end of the day, like, we were not put on this earth to work all day, every day. We were not. Now, I'm committed to this work, and I also enjoy the life that I have. And I hope that you do too, even if you don't have everything that you want yet, because you're well on your way. So I love y'all, and I'll see you in the next episode.